Stay away from drugs. I mean, I just want to preach this to the youth and say no to drugs because it will fuck you up. If not taking drugs for 3 months, there's no drug in your system. But when you go, but there's this thing that pushes you to still go for it. That's why you see people from the rehab, they still go for it. At that point, it's something that pushes you to still go for it.
Hello guys, welcome to Aminyo Studios. This is the channel where we talk about entertainment, news, celebrity news, and more. I'm currently here with one of the vibrant movie act, who gained recognition in a movie role called Age 18. He also featured on Strike, as well as, adult education movie in Ghana and diaspora. Now, at some point, after gaining the recognition and being on the limelight, he got took away by drug and substance abuse. So we are here to dive into his journey as a movie act, and also how the abuse and substance also came in, and how he was able to liberate himself from this, and also the advice he has for the youth of Ghana. Hello guys, I go by the name Aminyo, and I'm here with
Joseph Hergurson.
All right, nice to meet you, Joseph. I would like us to dive more into, growing up. When we say Joseph Hergurson, who is Joseph?
Joseph Hergurson, I don't know, Joseph Hergurson is an actor now, a model, an influencer. And growing up, Joseph grew up in a neighborhood called Bubuashi. It's a slum, it's a hard place to know, like we don't joke other side.
Okay.
So growing up all my life, I only wanted to be one thing, and that is being a footballer. I wanted to become a professional footballer. Acting or modeling was not part of my plan. It was never my ambition, The whole plan was to become a football player, but life happens, things change. So growing up, I grew up in Bubuashi where everybody knew me for football until one time I was just scouted by a model agent who saw me and just helped me enroll in an agency. I became a model, and then through that I became an actor too, and we are here today.
Okay, Joseph, so I want to ask here, growing up, what are some of the things that inspired you to pursue acting as a career?
It's my question. I don't know if I should tell a lie or if I should.
No, just go all out.
Well.
All out, yeah.
I swear to God, nothing made me pursue acting.
Okay.
I pursued acting because I was hungry. That's the truth. I never wanted to become an actor. I only wanted to become a footballer.
Okay.
But that's at that time I was playing Division 2 club, but they weren't even paying me. I was struggling. So one time, I told you I started with modeling, right? So one time I was from soccer training, and I like to run a lot because that's my strength in football. So after training, you still me by the streets, like still running, still trying to, be more stronger and increase my pace on the pitch. So you see me running most of the time. So one time I was just from soccer training, I was coming home, and this guy, he's called Titi. He's in my area.
Okay.
You know those people who act a bit, they are males, but they have this feminine vibe in them.
Okay.
So anytime I try to pass by, he calls me, I'm like, oh, boom, hey. Like where I grew up, we don't like people like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So anytime he calls, I don't mind him. So one time I'm like, okay, let me just listen to this guy.
Okay.
So when he was like, yo, I'm not calling you because of what you are thinking about me. I just want you to know that you have something great. You have good complexion. Your complexion is super good. You have a good physique and you have a face. I think you can become a model. Honestly, I didn't even know what modeling was. Okay. All my life was football. All my life I wanted to become a Cristiano Ronaldo. You get it?
Get it.
So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So I go home and Googled what modeling was. Then I saw, okay, those people who go on fashion shows and they model and they, okay, cool. But then how am I going to become a model and still play football? Because I didn't want nothing to distract my football career because that is my first love.
Yeah.
So I Googled footballers who are models. And funny enough, my role model, Cristiano Ronaldo, was a model and a footballer. So I was like, okay, cool then. I'll take it up. So I called the guy. I'm like, yo, I'm down for it. Then he was like, okay, cool. I'll talk to a scout, and then the scout will call you. You go for rehearsal, and then we'll take it from there. So fast forward, he got me a scout, and then I had an agency. I think the agency was at Osu. Yeah, Osu Kalamazu, Stars Model Agency. So I went for my first rehearsal. My working was super, but because I was a footballer, and they were training me for a runway, and I was working like a footballer on the runway, they were laughing at me. There's one thing about me. Whatever I decide to do, unless I don't decide to be a part of it, I'm super competitive. Whatever I decide to do, I want to be the best. So my first day, they were laughing at me. But after a month, when all the guys are working, they want to see me work.
Okay.
Because I had become perfect and I was working on big fashion shows. That is when I started becoming big. So through modeling, one time the model agent asked me to go for an audition for an advert. So we went there and then they gave me a script. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? We're like, okay, these are the things you're going to say. So just read it and just act it out. I'm like, okay, cool. So I did it and it was super perfect. That is when I realized that, okay, I could act. So then, fast forward 2020, I was supposed to travel to Cambodia as a soccer player, and Corona, so I couldn't go. And the farmers was having an audition, it was online. So I just had to audition. I auditioned and then they told me to come over. I auditioned and they told me to, come over to the office, and that's how it started. And they were willing to pay me and it was good cash. So I decided to act and then play that role because I was going to get paid. In the end, it came with fame and I started enjoying it. I'm like, okay. So I started acting by chance. You get it?
Okay.
I became an actor by chance and I decided to stick by it. But all my life I wanted to become.
Okay, so how was it like blending, the acting and the modeling and then the football at the same time? 3 different careers at the same time.
At a point, I had to stop the football, because modeling made me popular in a way, in the modeling industry. But when I became an actor, I wasn't popular. I had fans on the street. When you're a model, people know you, but they won't see you on the street. Like, hey, supermodel, no.
Yeah.
But when you're an actor, people see you and they're like, oh, you're a superstar.
Yeah.
So the fame with modeling is different from the fame with acting. So when I had the fame with acting to the modeling, it was crazy.
It was huge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It was when I added it to it, it was super crazy. That's it.
All right, so I've watched a couple of your videos online and I can really tell that you are a very good actor. Now, going through some of your comments, there was this term I was seeing. They were like, Sompanumu. How did that term came about?
Sompanumu.
Yeah, Sompanumu.
Sompanumu, man. Sompanumu is, I don't say it's a slogan or a term I used in one of my movies called AJ18. It's a series.
Okay.
So, with that movie, I think one time we were on set, and then the guy who acts next to me is, like somebody who was just closer to me in the movie. So it was my boy in the movie. I'm like, yo, it was Offset. I'm like, yo, in the movie I was a playboy. Okay. And I was having my way with almost all the girls. So I was like, you know what, we are playboys. So when I say Sompanimu, just respond, Name Wow. And then when I go say Ujima Ashibu, that's it. Okay. So I created it on set. The director didn't even know about it. I created it. I told the guy that when I say this, respond this way. So let's go, action. Then I said it, he responded. The director, everybody was like, okay, what's going on here? So they posted that episode and boom, everybody was like, Sompan. I'm like, yo, man, we fuck with it, we stay with it. Okay. It's become a name on me.
Okay, bro, I have this question for you, yeah. What are some of the challenges you faced in the industry as a young actor?
Challenges?
Yeah, let's say darker side and all, Just go all out.
Every profession has its spiritual side. It's not going to be easy for you. The moment you become a champion, let's say even football, if Man City wins the Premier League, from second to the 18th club, everybody wants to be the champion. So the moment you are in the limelight, the moment you're a champion, you have so many enemies. So people will try, people will touch you and see whether you're strong. So you cannot take spirituality out of it. Yeah. So basically that's it. Let me throw more light on these challenges. I was talking about the spiritual side. Okay. The spiritual side challenges where people are going to touch you and stuff like that. But physically too, there are some challenges you might face on set as a young actor. That's anxiety, you might feel pressure. If it's your first time, my first time acting on a big stage was with the biggest production, arguably the biggest production as in Ghana, Farmhouse Production. Everybody wants to work with Farmhouse Production. When you are given that chance, imagine the pressure. Yeah. So you're going to be pressured and stuff, but if you really want something, like I said, I'm a go-getter. If I set my mind on something, I really want to get it. I really want to be the best of it. So yeah. So you're going to have challenges, anxiety, you're going to feel pressured, but if you're determined and you work hard on yourself and you keep rehearsing, you get used to it. Okay, so how did you, from the, let's say, from the modeling, then you transition to movie? Yeah. So which was your first project? My first movie? Yeah. Strikes TV series by Farmhouse Productions. Oh, yeah, Farmhouse? Yeah, Farmhouse. Who also produced YOLO? Yeah. Wow. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Ivan Kwashiga, man, for putting me on, man. That's good to know. Well, quite some time there were, circulation on the internet, in a viral video, I did saw that you were battling with substance and drug abuse. How did it all come about? It all started with fame and choice of friends, you know. When I started acting, my first movie came out, Strike came out. I had a J22 out there. And I think that same year, I had Rumors out too. So at that same time, I had Rumors too out. So God being so good, I became great. I was in the limelight. People got to know me. So, you know, at a higher stage, I just want to be honest, drugs is involved in a career at a higher stage. When you become a star, the choice of friends sometimes you make just get you into that. So basically it's just wrong choice of friends and then peer pressure that got me into that.
Okay, so would you say you were swept away by, by the fame? The fame was overwhelming.
Yeah. During that time, I didn't want to believe it. During that time, I was thinking I was controlling it. I was thinking I had control over my life. I was thinking I had made fame sit down. But fame was controlling me that time, but I didn't know. I felt like, okay, whatever happens, I have worked for it. So I felt like whatever success that came, I was expecting it. But I didn't know that whatever I did, some people did the same thing and they never shined. I was just supposed to be grateful and just take care of myself. But I felt like, I am me and nobody can tell me nothing. I was adventurous. I wanted to try everything. I wanted to know everything. And me personally, I like to have fun. I'm a chill boy. So whatever that comes with fun, I like to try it. So upon me wanting to try it, and then I got addicted to it and then got hooked up to it. So I started taking it. It had to be my habit at a point and it fucked me up at a point. But thank God we are here fully recovered.
That is good to know. Well, I could remember when last I saw you in Kumasi, I saw you at one particular joint in it. Do you remember?
Yeah. The first time
How did you end up that side?
That's part of the story. 2024 was, I would say, is the worst year of my life since I was born. 2024 was just too much for me. And we met in 2024, right? At Kumasi Tinker.
Yeah, Tinker, yeah.
Tinker comes with drugs.
Yeah.
So he met me when I was a junkie,
yeah.
And we spoke and we said, well, we're going to have an interview. And here we are today. So sometimes it hurts me when I think about my past because I feel like I don't know what was over me, but I thought I had control. I didn't have control, but I thought I had control. All
right. So would you say drug or substance abuse is very controlling, and when you actually get addicted to it, it is very difficult to, desist yourself from it?
Very. Stay away from drugs. I mean, I just want to preach this to the youth and say no to drugs because it will fuck you up. When I started it was more or less like a booster. Like I feel like whenever I'm depressed, that is what I take to be in a happy mood and just have a chill vibe. But I was fooling myself all this while because I wasn't hooked up yet, so I thought I was having fun. Okay. And when you get hooked up to it, now it's not even fun anymore. When you don't get it, you get depressed and it fucks you over. It has a physical side, it has a spiritual side, the drugs. Physically, you're just going to, it's just basically detrimental to our health. We just don't have to do it spiritually too. Anybody who knows spirituality knows that when it comes to drugs has a spiritual side. Okay. That's why you see people being taken to the rehab, they come back and they go back to the drugs. Okay. So by us at that time, it's gone beyond physical. Sometimes it's spiritual because drugs also has a spiritual aspect. It's a spirit. Okay. Yeah. So do you think, with what you were saying, so basically you are trying to say when it comes to drug and substance abuse, there are stages in it. Yeah. At what stage do you feel like people can get to and it would be very easy to, quit? At what stage? I don't understand your question. All right. With the substance and drug abuse we're talking about right now, and per the explanation you have given, it clearly shows that it is stages. You understand? And I'm asking, at which stage do you think it is easy to stop? Easy to stop? Yeah. Just don't try it. Okay. Don't even think of stopping it. Okay. Because the moment you try it, you can't stop it. So don't even try it. There's a saying, we have a saying in the ghettos, one is too much, two is never enough. That's drug. Okay. One, just one hit is too much, and two is never enough. Okay. It means when you take one, the kind of feeling it gives you is too much. You want to take more, and when you take more too, now you become addicted, and it's not even sufficient for you anymore. You want to keep going. Okay. You don't get satisfied. Yeah. Okay. So, at what point did you needed help? Okay. So, my story. Drugs took everything from me. Okay. I lost everything. Maybe my family didn't want me close because they were tired. They were tired of advising me and me not listening. So at a point, everybody was just like watching me. Okay, do your thing. We've been advising you, and you don't want to listen.
Okay.
So I got to a point where myself, I was tired. I was like, yo, this is not where I belong. I ended up in the ghettos. I was homeless. I couldn't even call any family member because I had called and requested money from almost everybody, and nobody wants to give me money no more. Like, it was sad. So I was in Kumasi, and I had lost everything. Even my luggage, I had lost it. I only had the clothes I had on. That was the only thing I had. And I was frustrated. I was just on the streets. I didn't even know what I was about. Trust me, at that point, my spirit was not even with me, I swear. I didn't even know what I was about to, like, about 3 boys in Kumasi, they met me and they were like, yo, superstar. I'm like, yo, why, when you watch my movie? They're like, yeah, what you fuck with your movies? I'm like, oh, what's up? They were like, but why are you looking like this? I'm like, you know, life happens. So they didn't even know it was drugs. I just told them life happens, and I'm in Kumasi and I'm stranded and I want to get back to Accra. At that point, I had lost everything, my phone, my everything. And I was tired. I was looking dark. I had lost my confidence. I couldn't even go to where people were because I felt like, yo, I was looking so terrible. So at that point, I was just like, you know, I'm tired of this. This is not where I belong. And people see me and they get sad. They're like, hey, bro, I just want like 40% of what you have, who you are, 40% of, hey, and I'll be super happy. But I had 100%, and I was still having problems with myself and feeling like I wasn't where
You want to be?
I want to be.
Okay.
But on the contrary to, I grew very quick. And that is where I said that I thought I had film under control, but film was controlling me because I even grew too quick. I started acting in 2019, 2020, and by 2021 I was a big star. People know me, people were posting me, people were sharing my movies, people like me. I go out and people go crazy over me, people take pictures. So it was super quick, but I just slept, woke up, and I saw my Instagram, like boom, people were just following, people were just commenting on my pictures and stuff. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is going on? Sorry, what is going on? Joe, we like you, we watch your movies, I go out, people go like, yo, some point, like, so everything was just too much for me at that point. But I thought I was controlling it. But it was controlling me.
Okay.
You get it? So I grew up so quick, so everything was just getting into my head. I became so arrogant, I became very proud, I became very disrespectful. I didn't want nobody to step on me, I didn't want nobody to tell me what I'm supposed to do or what I'm not supposed to do. I felt like I'm me. And that was very bad for me, you know.
So would you say fame is very controlling?
Very.
Wow.
But now fame is sitting down. I've
Okay.
told fame to sit. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. You know.
Okay.
I don't want him to control me. I want
Good.
us to have a negotiation. Let's talk how we can make money together. That's what I'm telling fame.
That's
now.
it. That's very smart. Okay, Hergurson, I have this question for you here. If you have the chance to meet, you know, one of the top official in the government when it comes to, you know, health-related issues in our country, because as at now, let me say, Africa as a whole, yeah, we don't take mental health seriously. If you are to advocate yourself to that cause, what would you suggest they do in order to help, you know, people who are fighting depression, people that, you know, their mental faculty is down and stuff like that?
That's a tough question, man.
I know, right?
That's a political question too.
Let's not politicize it though.
Anyways, I mean, I feel mental health is a very important sector that we need to focus on because there are a lot of people battling with depression. There are a lot of people going through stuff that they don't even have people to talk to. Sometimes you just need, a therapist is just having somebody to talk to, or probably the government creating institutions where people can have access to mental health, and people can just talk to counselors and then counsel them on mental health, and that will help because honestly, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of even actors indoors who are depressed because, I mean, things are not going the way it's supposed to go.
Okay. I have this question for you, yeah. Now that you've been able to, you know, put yourself together and get yourself out of the mess you were in, what should Ghanaians expect from you, the movie industry as a whole, too?
Anyways, Champion is back. I'm just back to take whatever is rightfully mine, you know. Right now, I mean, thank God for my life. I didn't do this alone. My family helped, my friends helped, people who talked to me, people who advised me, people who showed me how much they love me and that I shouldn't go back to it, and they love me the way I used to be. So Yeah, I'm on a lot of projects right now. I have a lot of movies coming out, so stay tuned and stay glued to my social medias. We are going to post whatever I have coming up. And also, I work with an NGO now called Nessa Kando Light Foundation. I basically work with them hand in hand. So I really want to give back to society. You know, I'm an orphan, yeah? So I like to give back to society, whatever God gave to me. Now, if I even act, if they pay me, I want to take 10% and go and give it to the organization to take off orphans and stuff, because I want to give back to society.
Okay.
I don't even deserve to get this high, because growing up in Bubashi, orphan, no parents, nothing, just talent, it was difficult, but here I am today. So, yeah, basically.
All right, that sounds like a very good initiative, and we would also use our platform to help push this initiative. Yeah. Right. So, if you could speak to your younger self, what advice would you give? Very tough, innit?
Younger self, younger Joseph Hergurson, please stay away from drugs, because drugs fucked you up. That's the same thing I'm going to tell my younger self.
Okay. All right. So, sometimes growing up as a teenager in Ghana, at some point in time, you feel like exploring. You want to try adventure stuff. How was your own like?
Like I said, I was super adventurous. I wanted to try everything. And me personally, me chilling. I like to I'm a chill boy, so
yeah,
anything that comes with chilling, I want to try it, and I like to have fun. So I tried it and it was nice, and I got hooked up to it. But again, I would just tell every youth that look at me without drugs when I was not doing drugs, and look at me when I started doing drugs, and look at me now. 3 different stages.
Yeah.
I was super okay. I started doing drugs, it fucked me up. I stopped and I'm getting better. So what do you want to become? You want to become the fucked up Joseph Hergurson or the better Joseph Hergurson? Stay away from drugs. And even the streets, there's nothing on the streets. There's nothing like being a gangster. You don't try to be a gangster and prove like you are tough on the street. There's nothing on the street. Stay out of crime. It will fuck you up. You waste your time. You waste your life. Yeah? There's nothing good on the streets that you feel like, oh, I want to be on the street. I want to be... Nothing. Yeah. We've been there and we know what we're talking about. There's nothing there. You either lose yourself or you even lose your life. So yeah, stay away from drugs.
All right. There's a saying that goes like, experience is the best teacher, innit? Now, you've been able to go through all of these 3 stages you just mentioned, all right? And you've actually learned from them. Would you say you are a better off person now? And the mistakes you've been able to learn from is actually going to help you become better and bigger than you were before?
Okay, so my journey as an addict, one big lesson I've learned is that a man is not somebody who does drugs. Those times when I was doing the drugs, I'd be like, can you do drugs? Like, we'll be hard boys. No, you're not a hard boy. A hard boy is somebody who doesn't do drugs, who will see it and be like, no, I'm staying glued to my words. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
You will do it, but you can't influence me. That's when you're a man. That's not when you are influenced by it, you are taking it, and you feel like because you are able to take it and you're not, sorry to say, you're probably a psychopath, so you feel like you're okay. No, you're not a man. So
Okay.
real men stay out of drugs. They don't do drugs.
Okay. Sounds good, innit? Okay, Joseph. So I want to ask, how was your healing process like? Getting out of, the substance abuse, moving to rehab, recovering and all of that. How did it all go about?
See, the first rehab is your mind.
Okay.
The rehab is an institution. You go there. Rehab is basically to lock you up for some days, get the drugs out of your system. So if you're in the rehab, you're not able to get drugs. You don't even have access to drugs. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you stay in the rehab for 3 months, automatically the drugs is out of your system, because drugs stays in your system for 21 days and it's out. So after 3 months of not taking drugs, it's out. But then that is where the spirituality side comes in.
Okay.
If not taking drugs for 3 months, there's no drug in your system. But when you go back, there's this thing that pushes you to still go for it. That's why you see people from the rehab, they still go for it. At that point, it's something that pushes you to still go for it.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you said, the first rehab starts from the mind. All right, so do you think if people are not mentally stable, they wouldn't be able to get out of it, let's say, permanently?
Okay, so this is how I got out of it. The first rehab, like I said, is your mind.
Okay.
I first decided to change myself and change my life because I didn't want the situation I was in. I didn't like the condition I was in.
Okay.
You get it? So that's what I'm saying. The first rehab is your mind. I had decided I wanted to go to the rehab myself personally.
Okay.
Nobody came to force me to go to the rehab. I wanted to go to the rehab, and I told people, yo, I want to go to the rehab because I want to change and have my life back. So that is when I met these 3 guys, and I told them, yo, I'm tired. I want to go to Accra and go to the rehab. And then they helped me get to a bus. And when I was coming, I just stopped by Kwewu, and that's when I had that interview. So you could see that even in the interview, I was saying that from here, I'm going to the rehab. So I had decided to go to the rehab already because I wanted to change for myself.
Okay.
Because at that time, anybody I see makes me know that, yo, you have something great. You don't fuck it up. So at that point, I'm like, yo, no, man, like, I don't deserve this. I deserve a better life. So that's when, after the interview, I went to Accra, and I personally walked to the rehab. Nobody took me there. I went there myself, alone, and I started calling my family members, and shout out to Lokomi, Honorable Lokomi. Shout out to you, Godfather. He took all my bills at the rehab. I appreciate that so much. I love you, Papa, for life. It's Lord.
So, as we are wrapping up here, I want to know what are some of the new projects you have in line for us right now.
2025?
Yeah, 2025. You're already in it.
2025, maybe Strike Season 3. Watch out. I know you all want to see that, but yeah. Maybe, let's see. Let's pray. Probably Season 3 of Strike will come this year. And also, I have a new project out there. I shot it in Kumasi with GMP Films. It's a very good production. They are good. Ice series is on YouTube. It's currently showing now, so you can just search GMP Films on YouTube and enjoy Ice. It's a high school magical series, It's not really that I'll be a playboy. Sometimes it's just...
Okay, that's fair enough. I would like you to share your social media handles with us.
Okay, so social media everywhere, Joseph Hergurson.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anyway. Just
YouTube and all.
Everywhere, Joseph
All right.
Hergurson.
It was nice talking to you today. Advice to the youth, don't wait till you get fucked up, like he said. So don't fuck around and don't find out. See you in the next one. I'm in your studios on all socials. Okay, Sampanumu.
Name wo.
Ajay!